In today's Dharma talk, I'd like to talk on the subject of who am I? The illusion of life and oneness. Zen Buddhism, an ancient spiritual tradition, originated in Japan, emphasizing the importance of self-discovery and self-awareness for the attainment of enlightenment. One of the central questions in Zen is, who am I? Which is often used as a tool for introspection and self-reflection. In Zen, the understanding of who am I is closely related to the concept of true self. According to Zen, the true self is unchanging, ultimate reality of an individual's experience. It is often described as the pure and radiant consciousness that lies at the core of one's being. It is beyond the realm of physical appearance, thoughts, emotions, and social roles, and is considered to be the source of all wisdom and compassion. However, this true self is often obscured by the ego and the various social masks that individuals wear. These masks, which are shaped by external influences and social norms, create a false sense of self that is limited and illusionary. The ego and its associated thoughts, emotions, and desires can distract individuals from realizing their true self and can lead them to experience suffering and confusion. Therefore, the question, who am I, is meant to serve as a means of breaking through the illusion of the ego and to rediscover one's true self. This process involves letting go of thoughts, emotions, and desires that are associated with the ego, and embracing a state of mindfulness and self-awareness. In Zen, the practice of meditation is seen as a key tool for discovering one's true self. Meditation allows individuals to quiet the mind, observe the thoughts and emotions objectively, and become aware of the underlying consciousness that lies beneath them. This awareness can help individuals to realize that they are not their thoughts or their emotions, but rather they are a source of consciousness that observes them. The Zen understanding of who am I is deeply connected to the concept of true self, which is seen as the ultimate reality of an individual's existence. Through the practice of meditation and introspection, individuals can break through the illusion of the ego and rediscover their true self, thereby attaining a greater sense of wisdom, compassion, and peace. The concept of the illusion of life is a central tenet in both Zen and Buddhist teachings. And according to both these traditions, life is not what it appears to be. Rather, it is instead a fleeting and impermanent experience, full of suffering and ignorance. Zen philosophy emphasizes the importance of attaining a deep understanding of the nature of reality and the self, which is seen as the key to breaking free from the cycle of ignorance and suffering. This understanding can be reached through meditation and mindfulness, which allows individuals to see through the veil of illusion and come to face the truth of existence. In Buddhism, the illusion of life is often referred to as Maya, a Sanskrit term that means illusion. The teachings of Buddhism state that everything we experience in life, from our thoughts and our emotions to the physical world around us, is just temporary and illusionary. It's just an illusionary phenomenon. The Buddhist path is focused on overcoming this illusion and reaching the attainment of enlightenment and Buddhahood, a state of liberation from this ignorance and this suffering, this discontentment, this upset. In both Zen and in Buddhism, the idea of the illusion of life is used to encourage individuals to question their assumptions about reality and to look beyond appearances. And by doing so, they can gain a deeper understanding of the nature of existence and find lasting and peace within themselves. The illusion of life also serves as a reminder of the impermanence of all things and the need to cultivate a sense of detachment from the world. This detachment is not seen as a negative thing, but rather as a means of freeing oneself from the cycle of suffering and ignorance, and attaining a deeper understanding of true existence. The illusion of life is a fundamental concept in both Zen and also in Buddhist philosophy and its Buddhist teachings, serving as a reminder of the impermanence of all things and the need to question our assumptions about reality. By breaking free of the illusion, individuals can attain a deeper understanding of the truth of existence and find lasting peace and happiness. Now, oneness. Oneness is a central concept in Zen. It refers to the idea that all beings are interconnected and also interdependent, and that the distinction between self and others is ultimately an illusion. This understanding is believed to lead to a state of inner peace and tranquility, and eventually on to the attainment of Buddhahood and maybe even enlightenment. In Buddhism, oneness is referred to as dependent origination, or also known as dependent co-arising. This principle states that everything arises in dependence upon other things, and that nothing exists in isolation. This includes not only physical objects, but also our thoughts, our emotions, and our experiences. The Buddha's teachings emphasize that we are all a part of an interconnected web of life, and that our actions have an impact on others and also on the world around us. Zen also recognizes the interconnectedness of all things, and it stresses the importance of living in the present moment. Zen teachings encourage us to let go of our preconceptions and our judgments and look to see the world as it truly is. This requires a shift in perspective and a rejection of dualistic thinking, which divides the world into self and others, good and bad, right and wrong. Oneness is often emphasized or associated with the concept of emptiness, which refers to the absence of a permanent, unchanging self. This means that our individual identities are not fixed, and we are constantly changing and evolving. The realization of emptiness leads to a sense of liberation and freedom, as we are no longer bound by our limited ideas about who we are. Oneness also has the practical implications of both Buddhist teachings and Zen philosophy. It encourages us to live in harmony with others and in harmony with the world, and to act with compassion and kindness towards all beings. This is because we understand that we are interconnected and that our actions have a ripple effect on those around us. Oneness is a fundamental concept in the teachings of Buddhism and also in Zen. It recognizes the interconnectedness of all beings and all things, and challenges us to see beyond our limited perceptions and beliefs. By embracing oneness, we can experience a greater sense of peace, liberation, and compassion, and live in harmony with the world around us. So in this philosophy, the concept of who am I, the illusion of life and oneness are intertwined and interrelated in profound ways, in most profound ways. These ideas are central to the path of enlightenment, and they help individuals understand the nature of existence and reality. Who am I refers to the individual's search for self-identity and understanding their own their own essence. So in Zen, the question is approached from a non-dualistic perspective, meaning that the individual is not seen as separate from the rest or from the universe. The idea is that the self is not an independent entity, but rather a manifestation of interconnectedness of all things. The illusion of life refers to the idea that we really, that the reality we perceive is not the ultimate truth. So in Zen, it's believed that the world we experience is a projection of our own minds. And this is ultimately an illusion, a creation. The concept of impermanence, which states that all things are constantly changing, is also related to the illusion of life. So finally, the concept of oneness refers to the belief that all things in the universe are interconnected and interdependent. The idea is rooted in the Buddhist doctrine of dependent origination, which states that everything arises in dependence upon other things and is therefore interrelated. In Zen, the idea of oneness is often experienced through meditation and mindfulness. And the individual comes to see their connection to all things. The concept of who am I, the illusion of life, and oneness are interrelated and central to the path of enlightenment. By understanding interconnectedness of all things and the ultimate nature of reality, individuals can achieve a a deeper understanding of their own existence and the world around them. So thank you for listening today.